Giannis, Jokic, or Luka could be the face of the league, but they will have to smash IG thoughts, chill with rappers, getting social media beasts for fans to get on board. Well, Giannis and Jokic and Luka don't have that personality. Giannis got how many kids he got now? He got 3 kids. I don't know. He married to that girl yet, but it's pretty much they are married at this point. He got 3 kids. I think he just bought a brand new house in River Hills somewhere, the Richie Rich part of Milwaukee. I hate going over there because too many Richie Rich people over there. So he looked like he down for the family staying in Milwaukee. He said he likes Milwaukee. He said he don't like LA. I think he said this like 2 off seasons ago when he was out there for dinner. He said he hated LA. He don't want to be out there. So he can't be the face of the league. Plus he like to keep to himself. We know how Jokic is. He like with his horses. In Serbia. Is it Serbia? Yeah, Serbia. Yeah, Serbia. Jokic is Serbia. He like hanging out with his horses, which he's doing now. Luka, and I think Jokic got a wife and family. They seem like they're very close knit. Got his brothers everywhere, so he ain't gonna be doing that. And there's a story that he rejected some freaking team thought or something like that. So Luka seems like he's well grounded too, rounded. I think he just had a kid earlier in the season, got a girl and everything. Likes Texas. Seems like he likes to be low key himself. So that would never work. So the next option is you gotta go younger. You got Shea, which seems like he like to keep to himself. I think he got his own girlfriend too. So that ain't gonna work. Even though Shea do, you ever see Shea Gilgeous-Alexander outside of basketball? I thought he was Travis Scott, but it seems like he low key too, keep to himself. Don't want to be part of the hubbub. Jason Tatum, I think he learned. I think he wants to once the season's over, he can probably hang out with his son. Now the other one that's a variable is Anthony Edwards. We seen what happened with him with that BBL IG thought. I hope he learns his lesson. I just hope these guys just stay clean and play basketball. You don't have to do all this extra craziness for all this fame, fortune. Let your game do the talking. You're in the league for a reason. All these dudes I name are talented as hell. Just stick to playing basketball. Don't chill with rappers because they'll get you shot at. Don't hang out with these IG models because they get you caught up, Zion, Tyler Hero. Don't have the gats in your hand, John Morant. I forgot about John Morant. He's going to have to do some serious rebuilding after what he did. Stop hanging out with gangbangers, John Morant. You're here to play basketball, not to be freaking sticking blickies anywhere, not to be in the DMs of IG models, not to be doing dumb stuff. These guys got once in a lifetime opportunities to make huge sums of money and be throwing it away for dumb stuff. See, if I was in the league, I'd be low key. I don't know about being married because I think being married and being in the league is a death sentence. The reason why I think that because as soon as you retire and you home all the time around that wife, man, they think it's a payday. And you'll be like Kenny Smith, KG. I think Paul Pierce got divorced, but I think he came out smooth. You don't want to be like Matthew Stafford, got his wife embarrassing you with a bunch of men. I'll be low key. I'll be like KD. I ain't married until I'm out. All right, enough of my soliloquy and ranting. See what you guys said. They're pushing Tatum to be the face since he's a champion now. They've been trying to push Tatum for the longest time. The most egregious thing I ever saw from the media when it comes to Tatum, right after Giannis won the championship, Right after he won the championship, they start pushing Tatum to be the face of the league. I'm like, Tatum hasn't done anything. So now I agree with you, basketball fanatic Lord. They might do it. They might do it because now Anthony Edwards hasn't won anything. Luka hasn't won anything. They never wanted Giannis to be it. They don't want Jokic to be it. They can't do nothing with Embiid because Embiid keep filling his end of the bargain all the time, getting hurt. So yeah, he might be right on that one. ESPN hates foreign players. You're right. They don't like them. Unless you're Joel Embiid. Because Joel Embiid, I forget, sometimes he's from Cameroon. But he acts like a black person from the States. From West Philly and everything. Speaking of KD, what's your thoughts on the Rockets possibly trading for him franchise? Same old, same old. That's what I say. Same old, same old. I don't think KD has it anymore. I watched him play for the first time last season against the Timberwolves. And it just seems like he ain't the same player anymore. He's not the same player he was 3 years ago. He's not mobile enough. He doesn't have too much spring in him anymore. So I just think anywhere he goes, it's going to be failure. He has to be like not the second or third option. He can't be the first option anymore. I think those days are over. And I think Devin Booker's a second option too. So you got a whole bunch of second options trying to be the first, and it didn't work with the Phoenix Suns. So I think the Suns are in a worse position than the Bucks, to be honest. Because now they got a whole bunch of question marks out there. So we'll see what happens with them. That's how it goes. The face of the NBA was 78's Bird, Thomas, Dr. J, Magic, Jordan was in the 90s and the Bulls. 2000 was Kobe and the Lakers. 2000 was Curry. Yep, it was. So it's gonna be somebody different. That bubble top was fraudulent like LeBron. Sure was. Just everything surrounding it was so fake. Now, I didn't watch the 2020 NBA Finals. I did not. And I watched it on the playback, some parts of it, especially the celebration for the Lakers. It just seems so fake and forced. And it's about damn time I get my respect. Shut your ass up, LeBron. I knew LA fans didn't like LeBron. Thanks for the comfort. No, they don't like him. They want him out. The real ones want him out. You got these freaking Lestans out there masquerading as Laker fans. Looking stupid out here. Mm-hmm. All his rings are fraudulent. 3 of them came from Super Team. Yep. Could you say 4 of them? All 4 of them came from a Super Team, though? Because they do consider that Cavs team to be a Super Team. They wanted to be Anthony Edwards. Nope. They wanted to be him, but his time is not here yet. There's a pecking order here. It's a pecking order. And Anthony Edwards has to get through that pecking order. Their run kind of reminds me of, I can't say it reminds me of the Bucks run in 2019 when they lost to Toronto in the Eastern Conference Finals. But it could be possibly that. You gotta, when it comes to the NBA, everybody has to suffer in the beginning. You know, Everybody has to suffer. Everybody gotta lose before they win. And I think almost every NBA superstar gotta lose before they win. It has happened to them. And that's what Anthony Edwards has to go through. Luka too. Shea too. All these dudes gotta lose before you win. Giannis had to go through it. We saw it. We saw the slow upcline of the Milwaukee Bucks. 1 year in 2014-15 season, they put the Bulls at their limits. Next year after that, everybody gets hurt. They don't go to the playoffs. The year after that, they push the Toronto Raptors to their limits, losing in the first round. Next year after that, they pushed the Boston Celtics to the limits. Both teams actually learning how to win because that was a young Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I don't think Kyrie played that season. He was hurt. Next season after that, Bucks are number 1 seed overall. They go through the East, beating up the Pistons, sweeping the Pistons, gentlemen sweeping the Boston Celtics with Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward. But they lose to Raptors in 6. Next year after that, they lose in 5 to the Miami Heat before they end up winning all next year after that. So everybody has to lose and win. It'll be a matter of time before Anthony Edwards wins something. Jordan was a introvert, though yet he was an icon. Yup. But Jordan did his thing behind the scenes. But I don't think it was big as the other guys are. These other guys are just wild with it. Rick Bucher was still pushing Anthony Edwards on Fox Sports today. Nope. There's a pecking order. He has to work for it. Ja Morant, and I love Ja Morant as a player, but he is causing himself a lot of problems. Yup. We'll see what happens with him this year. We'll see what happens. He's going to start off fresh and brand new. Getting married as a pro athlete is not a good move. Everything he says, yeah. See, the problem is with these NBA players and NFL too, probably MLB players. See, they push this marriage thing. The sponsors do. Whoever they get sponsored by. It would be Nike, whoever. Even the team sometimes. They push this marriage thing because it looks better for your image, right? But they also don't tell you that you possibly, when you get done with your career, it may be over for that marriage. They don't tell these guys that. See, I respect Katie and James Harden for not getting into any. They probably got things on the side, but that's where they should keep it at, or do the AC Green thing. Don't mess with any woman. Wait till you retire, then get married. You know, or do that. Ain't nothing changed from the Showtime Lakers to now. You know, the Showtime Lakers, especially Magic, was all into the women. They was in the women. Literally, of course. But AC Green remained a Christian man, remained steadfast in his faith, and waited till he retired. Then he got married. You need to get rid of that old hairstyle. Should have left that in the 80s. But that's one way of doing it. Or you can do Derek Jeter. He waited till he retired and got married to someone. Well, she's my age, but at the time she was still in her 20s. Get married to somebody in their 20s. Which for some reason people look down upon, frown upon because, oh, he's in his 40s marrying somebody in their early 20s. Well, guess what? Derek Jeter's turned 50. His wife's 34 years old. Still young. But that's a different discussion for a different day. Jason Tatum doesn't have the personality. No, he doesn't. Most of these dudes don't really have that personality. Most of these dudes like playing Fortnite and Call of Duty and 2K. They're not really out there with the image, you know. I think the younger generation, they ain't really love them video games. And when they get rich, that's all they want to do. And they all times play video games. You've seen it from Zion himself. You've seen it from Anthony Davis. I think Tatum's a big gamer too. These dudes, they love video games more than what the millennials did. Not to say millennials didn't play video games, but I'm constantly around Gen Z. I don't know why. And all they talk about is playing video games and watching anime. So yeah, he doesn't have the personality. Jason Tatum's too laid back and too goofy. Nice kid, but I don't think he has that temperament to be like someone like a Jordan. Kobe was introverted too. Kept to himself. Go home, do his thing, practice, put 40 on people, and go home to his wife and kids. That's how Kobe was. RIP to him. Yep, that's another thing. They're marrying thoughts. They're not marrying women of substance either. They ain't marrying no doctors, no lawyers, no teachers. Even though, which is the weird thing about it is, at least for me, see, I ain't gonna tell you where guys I work at, but I work at a Fortune 500 company, very famous one, but I ain't gonna tell you. You guys don't have to know about it. And in the office, there is so many like decent looking women everywhere in this area. And if I was an NBA player, I would not be looking what these other NBA players be looking at. I'm not looking at a club. I'm not running on no IG. But then again, some of these guys have no game. That's the problem. They got no game. They have no confidence about themselves, no self-respect for themselves. That's why they deal with these. See, me, I don't want to deal with no IG dot. I don't want to deal with any Jezebel at all. I can't do it. I want peace, quiet, and freedom. And if a woman can't bring that, the hell with them. You got to go. You know how many women I'm glad and got rid of because they didn't do that? They did it at first, and all of a sudden you start seeing the red flags. I'm like, you got to go. I can't do it. I don't know how these NBA players do it. Ass and memories ain't the end all be all. Man, yes, it's nice to look at. It's nice to touch. But it's not the end all be all. And she can't bring peace, be a mother, not be in these streets, not dressing all scattily or thottish on Instagram, then you can't be around. You can't be around me if you're going to go on a podcast with two dudes talking about, oh, I dated his teammate before I dated him so I can make him jealous. You can't be doing that. Or you can't be going on a red table talk with another Jezebel talking about, I'm not appreciated. I want more people looking in my direction. I want more attention, Ayesha Curry. Be like LeBron's wife, people. But anyways, I'm about to close this live stream now. They want to make Tatum and LMA the new NBA power couple because she's an R&B singer. I don't even think she's really in the media like that either. These people just want to be left. I think some of these basketball players now, they just want to be left alone. I don't think all of them want to be like that. And me is an exception because he's an American citizen now. Even before he became an American citizen, I always thought he was an American citizen. You're right about Booker being the second option. Yeah, he is. Most definitely. He is not a first option. LeBron's trash. Trash and go home. That's what he needs. Frank B, you're right. Also, even the supporting teammates were stars as well till LeBron era. Yep. Um, this is not real right here. Let me get to these Celtics and Lakers teams in the 80s, then supporting players were stars. The Pistons in the 80s, 90s, Pistons same. 90s Bulls, just Lakers, same thing. It came to a stop with LeBron era. Yeah, they did. 2010. They pushed marriage for an image, but they had TMZ, Private Eyes, and Baller Alert media take out the report if you get a wet dream these days. Yeah, that's another thing. You see why Jokic went back overseas after every offseason. This ain't the real Adrian Wojnarowski. This ain't real. This ain't the real Adrian Wojnarowski. But let me check my sources right quick to see what has happened. Man, if you don't get this fake news off my channel, let me see this. I don't think this is even real because it's nothing popping up. Fake news. Fake news. I see this fake stuff on Twitter talking about DeMar DeRozan of the Lakers. It hasn't been confirmed yet. But we shall see. I don't know what's going to happen to Zach LaVine. I don't think it's real, Basketball Fanatic Lord. It's not real. I haven't seen anything pop up. Most of these ball players these days are goofballs these days. The thoughts to use them as food and a retirement plan. Yup. DeMar's a fool if he signs to LA. Yep. An absolute clown if he does. These players are rich, corny dudes these days. Yep. All their parents, OGs, are so afraid to make them feel disrespected to be kicked out of the circle, so you can't tell them anything. Well, they should have been told that when they was at a younger age. That's what I was told. I was told at age 5. Stay away from the Jezebels. Don't get caught up. I almost got caught up with 2 of them, but I backed out in the last second. But I was just saying, I learned. My dad beat that into my head.